Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cabbage Patch Soap. My name is Laura, and today we are making a dog shampoo. It's actually a shampoo bar. And this shampoo bar is safe to use on cats as well, and also safe to use on people. So you can actually use it yourself as hand soap. And we are also going to be cutting the Starry Night soap that we made on Monday. And when we make the dog shampoo, it's going to be 2 batches of it. So instead of just one. So you'll get to watch me make it twice, which may or may not be exciting. So we should cut this one first. Let me just make sure everything is straightened out, which it is not. I feel like there's something going on with the lighting. What is going on? Let me see if I can fix this. It might just be because of the mold I have set up there. All right, there we go. All right, let's take this down. Yeah, it looks okay. Anyways, hi Barb, welcome. Hi Stacy, welcome. So here is the individual bar. I'm going to leave it in here for now though, because I want to get the other bar cut first. Try to balance this here, it won't fall. Alrighty, hope everybody's having a good week so far. Oops. Okay. And we take this out. So here is the main bars of soap. I'm just going to pull this out here. Okay. Just going to loosen it. Yeah, but yeah, you're glad tomorrow is Friday? Indeed. I am ready for the weekend so I can do a bunch of other work that I have to do. So that will be good to have some more things crossed off my list. All right, soap, come on. There we go. All right, so far this is how it looks with the layers, kind of layers. Trying to see if that's the end. This might be the end of one of the little stars. I don't think I pushed any up against the side of the mold though. We'll see. Anyways, let's set this down. This bar feels very firm, so I'm hoping it will cut through fine. We will see, of course. A rough work week. I'm sorry. That sounds awful. It's never good to have a rough week. You know, I'm going to turn this around the other way because I don't want to drag the mica through the bar if I can avoid it. Okay. All right, no, this is cutting just fine. Good, good, good. Okay. Let's see how it looks on the inside. I'm going to carefully pull this out, and here it is. And there's all the stars scattered in the sky. And I'm trying to see, yep, the glitter, when you look at it up close, the camera's probably not going to pick this up, but you can see the mica sparkling in there. It smells really good. That blackberry smell is pretty good. And then here's the top. I set that aside. And here is the next one. So you can see where the cutter dragged some of that mica. That'll clean up when I plane the soaps. There's the top. And here's the last bar. All this will get trimmed off. And there's the top of that one. And then we got the samples. So these M pieces get cut up for samples, and even those have the stars in them. You like the light layers? Glad you like how they came out. I'm glad that I'm glad it retained like this dark blue rather than going straight into like a solid black. So it's more like the evening rather than like the middle of the night. Although I could do another one of these sometime and try with adding more black to it and see if we can get a different look to the bars. I'm going to go ahead and put these on the shelf so that they can start curing. Ooh, I think I caught the power plug there. All right, let me put these on the shelf. Okay. Oh, let me go get a soap towel as well, just in case we need it. I'm just going to wipe the bars off real quick so that I can put this back on the shelf. And then we'll take the individual bar out of the mold also. Let me get underneath here. All those little blue shreds. If you like the smell of blackberry fragrances, you'll really like this one. Has a really nice, juicy blackberry scent. I'm glad you like it. Always good when they turn out nice. That is for sure. I'm sorry I keep stalling. There's something about the lighting here that is really bothering me. And I know it's a silly thing to worry about, but I don't know if it's because I have other lights on, maybe, or maybe it's because normally it's still daylight out. Um, I guess I'll just leave it alone. Okay, nobody cares about the lighting. All right, let's see this bar. Why is this crooked again? Oh, because I bumped the light. I bumped the cord earlier. Okay, okay, back on track here. There's a piece of soap there, some over pour or drips or whatever. And it's a pretty thin bar, but you can see it's got the sparkles on top from the mica. It's a really nice, it's super deep blue color. It's not quite black. It's a very, very dark blue. It's really pretty. I like that blend, that blue, that Klein blue that we used with the dark navy blue. That was a good blend. Hi Ian, welcome. Ooh, sparkles. Yes. I should send you a box, Ian, and when you open it, sparkles will go everywhere. It'll be great. I don't know what you would do with the sparkles going everywhere, but I'm gonna make a mess real quick. I'm gonna tap all the soap crumbs out. There we go. That way, when I make the individual pet bars from the extra batter, um, I won't have like little flecks of other soap in there. Okay. So set that out of the way. All right. So the pet bars. Oh, and by the way, you guys asked me before if the pine tar soap can be used on pets, and I checked. Pine tar apparently from I didn't I didn't do like too deep of a dive into it, but from what I found, it looks like pine tar is not good for cats, but it's okay for dogs. But the peppermint oil that I put in there is not good for dogs. So I would avoid using the um, the pine tar soap on pets unless I can develop a pine tar soap specifically for dogs. But um, let's see here. Oh, you like the freshies? I'm glad you like those. Yeah, those are fun. They're fun to make, and yeah. So hopefully I can do more. I'm going to do some freshies that are Christmas ornaments for the tree. That's my next project. That's I'm going to get this done type project. You rarely give Zooey a bath? Yeah, usually cats, I mean, it depends on the cat, but most cats don't need regular bathing. But sometimes, like if they get sick and maybe they step, they go to use a litter box and they step in it or something and you want to wash them, but you don't want to just use, regular soap or some cats, they're just not good at grooming themselves. Like any cat that has a flat face, like Persians, they have trouble grooming themselves, and sometimes they just need to be bathed because otherwise they start to smell. And it's also uncomfortable for them because they can't get clean, and that's just sitting on their skin. Also, same thing. Any cat with long hair, a lot of times they have trouble grooming themselves because the hair is so long that they're grooming themselves, but they can't quite get to everything. And this helps with that. Also, bathing them. If you brush them and then bathe them, and then brush them again when they're as you dry them, you'll get out a lot of loose hair. And as cats groom themselves, they swallow the hair. So if you imagine you have a long haired cat that has way, way, way more fur than a normal cat, they're eating all that extra hair by accident, and that will result in more hairballs than usual sometimes. So by grooming them, it helps reduce like the hairballs, and just it can make if they absolutely hate the process, there's nothing really you can do. But if they'll let you bathe them, um, it can do them a lot of good. So, and the same thing with dogs. Dogs don't always need a bath. Not every single dog, has to have a bath, but it does help them. You can take them to groomers or whatever, but if you need to bathe them at home, like they roll in some poop or something, like dogs will do sometimes, or just any cat or dog, if they're outside, they get muddy, or if they're digging in the trash and they get something smelly on them. You want to bathe them. You might not be able to take them to the groomers. It might happen, when the groomer is closed or whatever. And just having this is why I keep some on hand, is just having some pet shampoo for when you need it is very helpful. So um, my end rant, I suppose. So you brush him a lot to get the loose hairs off. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he has pretty short fur, so that's usually enough for a short haired cat, especially if he doesn't get anything dirty on him. You brush them daily because they like it so much. Yeah, they most cats do like getting brushed. This is very true. Let's see. He doesn't go out much. It doesn't get into the trash. Right. Yeah. It's going to always depend on the personality of your pet. So not every cat does those things. So again, it's just, um, it just depends on the situation. So I get a lot of, fosters and stuff that I sometimes have to bathe, and video coming up in the next few weeks about that. So, or something happens, something spills and the cat walks through it. Now I've got to, even if it's not a full bath, just washing their feet off and just having something there that's, safe for them to use. That's why I make this, is so that I have something personally. And but this will go in the shop in case anybody else wants it. Um, do dogs do that? Yes, dogs. Yeah, they do sometimes. Doesn't play with the toilet paper, so don't worry about that. Yeah, I don't have any that play with the toilet paper either, but I don't want to say that out loud too loudly because then they might think that that's their cue to start playing with the toilet paper. But some cats love it. They'll unroll the whole entire roll and then ask you to put a new roll on for them, like as if it's no big deal. Okay, so real quick, these oils are a little bit different from my basic recipe. This is coconut oil, sweet almond oil, and olive oil, because those three oils are safe to use for on cats and dogs. It's not toxic to them. Usually I go by whether or not they can ingest it, because even though this is going to become soap and it probably isn't going to bother them, and especially dogs, most dogs don't groom themselves by licking a lot, not the way that cats do. But just in case, to be on the safe side, I prefer to use oils that are safe for them. So let me just a second. One of my chats is not. Let me fix it real quick. There we go. Okay, that's better. Okay, now it's working. Like two cracked eggs looking at you? Yes. It's like that commercial This is your brain on drugs. Okay, so for the fragrance in this, it's not really it's essential oils. So once again, I can't really talk about any kind of like medical benefits or anything like that. All I can say is this soap will get you clean. Um, but mostly this is here just to help smell good because I made this with like farming dogs in mind. So what dog would have the most opportunity to find something smelly to get into? Either a dog that has access to a trash can or a dog that lives on a farm, where he can get into like animal poop or um, fertilizer and things like that that smell bad. And if the dog likes those, if your dog happens to roll in something at the wrong time and you can't get them to the groomer, this should get the smell out. So these are essential oils that are safe to use on both cats, dogs, well, actually, and people too. So three things. Everything here is safe for people also. So rosemary oil is first one, lavender, and lemongrass. So we're going to be using those three. Sprayed by a skunk. That I cannot comment. I haven't tested that because I think it'd be kind of cruel to test, get a dog sprayed just to test it on that. Um, and although there is a skunk in the neighborhood, I guess I could go find it and give it a bath and see how that goes. Yeah, worst smell ever. I wouldn't necessarily want that walking around the house, that's for sure. Um, for something like that, I would ask a vet and see what would be the best to do because I mean, you may just have to keep bathing the dog over and over and over. I'm not really sure. I've never had to bathe an animal that was sprayed by a skunk, so that's a little bit out of my expertise. But I could definitely look it up and find out for you and see if there's something better that you can use. Um, I think that most of the like urban legends, like using tomato sauce or whatever, uh, you could use those things, but you really want to wash the animal with some sort of soap. So those are the essential oils. Then the next thing, we're going to go ahead and start adding these additives in because I'll forget to put them in if I don't. First one, well, actually, I want to do that last because it's dark. So the first one I want to put in instead of the other first one is oatmeal. And this is an oatmeal it's that colloidal oatmeal that I like to use. It's really, really powdery and fine. And this is one of those ingredients that really, it's not really there to get the smell out or anything. It's for the benefit of the dog or cat. Um, you'll see a lot of groomers like to use oatmeal soaps for various reasons. So I put oatmeal in this just in case there's some sort of, you know, benefit to it. And again, you can look up any benefits on all these things. I just can't really make any kind of claims. Um, let's see, let's move this out of the way. Okay, the next thing I'm going to add is some kale and clay. Clays are always really, really nice. They give the soap kind of a, let me get the bag to stop rustling here. It gives the soap a silkier feel. And it also can help absorb excess oil without being stripping. So this is a nice one to use. Not many skunks around your house? Yeah, I've never seen one, but I've smelled one once. So please don't. You sure you don't want me to run some skunky experiments? Maybe I could put an advertisement out on Facebook and say, "Do you have a dog that's been sprayed by a skunk? I want to test the shampoo. Please bring him over." I wonder if I'll ever get the smell out of my house. The skunks are mean animals. Yes, they are. I wouldn't want to bathe a skunk. I mean, they're mean because they're wild. Like, they're not. There are tame skunks. Like, you can get baby ones and make them tame, but I don't think they'd be very, very happy about a bath. What are the black flecks? Yes, I have done that before. What is that? What's wrong with my computer? And it's like, oh, I should clean this. Okay, so the last of the dry ingredients, I think that's the last one. Yes, the last dry ingredient is going to be activated charcoal. And the reason for this is because I find this really helps with the cleansing part of the soap. It seems to really help with, especially with getting odors out and things like that. It just makes everything all better. So the only downside to this soap is we can't really make it pretty with pretty swirls. I suppose I could, but you know, it's better that the soap works and does its job in this situation because of the type of soap it is, rather than having it look pretty, because um, we really want the dog to not smell bad when we're done with the bath. So I'm going to take my gloves off and put new ones on because those are covered in charcoal. Here are my gloves. Okay. I'll put on a new set. You'll stick with your kitties? Yeah. Better to bathe the cat than a skunk for sure. And I will put in, I'm going to go ahead and put in the essential oils next and just put them straight into the oils, into the pots of oils here, because um, there's, if there's going to be acceleration, it's not going to matter too much because this is going to be one color and I'm just pouring it into the mold. So we're not doing like a fancy design. So it's okay if this moves fast. And we are using lavender. Although I think of all the florals, lavender, it's not super, super fast moving. So it's not that big of a deal. All right, let's try some lemongrass. And these all smell really good. This bottle has a dropper on the end instead of it being open, so it takes a little longer for me to get it out. I like to reuse the bottles, so when I get the great big metal jugs, I can put them in these little glass ones. But I need to remember to take the little droppers out because this is not helpful. It's taking too long. Okay. So this will make this fragrance combination gives a very like natural but like good smell. It's like a very like herbal, clean smell to the soap. All right, let's do the lavender. And if you are going to bathe your cat or dog, so this is just like a little PSA here. If you're going to bathe your cat or dog, make sure that you brush the dog out or the cat out before you bathe it, because even if it's short furs, um, you want to get all the loose fur out because you're basically washing fur that you're just going to be brushing out later anyway. And also because it helps get the soap and the water all the way down to the skin, because you don't want to bathe the cat or dog and then find out you didn't even get the soap all the way down. It's just wash the surface of the dog off instead of getting it all the way down like you need to. If you see groomers, like if you go on YouTube and you watch groomers and they do things in a different order, you have to keep in mind that they have special equipment, special um, ways of bathing the animal that most people don't just have in their house. They have special sprayers and special like tools and things. And they also have the ability to get up under the dog because they usually will put the dog up on a platform or something when they bathe them. So they're able to get the dog clean. And the way that they're cleaning is different than how you would bathe at home with soap. So just keep that in mind. And that's why I'm telling you to do it this way. And this bottle has one of these like little metal little stoppers, and it's preventing me. It is stopping me from opening it. So give me just a second here. I get a little tool to wedge it out. Um, but yeah, so you need to make sure that for best results, brush out your pet first, then bathe them, and also trim their nails too, because they might get jumpy and you don't want to get your arms all scratched up. So trim their nails, brush them out, and if there are any knots, like if they have long fur and there's mats and knots, brush them out. And if you can't brush them out, either very carefully cut them out, because otherwise, if you bathe the dog or cat with those knots in there, it's going to make the knots tighter. And if you can't get to the knot, like if it's up against the skin, you're going to need to take it to a groomer and have those removed, because you'll actually get bald spots. The fur will pull and pull and pull until the dog or cat gets like a bald spot, and it'll literally be pulling the fur off the skin, and it's very uncomfortable for them. And if you try to cut if you try to cut those, you risk cutting the skin because the knot can actually pull the skin like up into it. So you think you're cutting through the knot, not realizing the skin is up in there, and you can hurt the dog or cat. So just be really careful. That's why I say if you can to brush the knots out instead of cutting. Um, okay, so we got that open. Put a little bit of this in. Yeah, okay. This smells really good. Okay, put this. I dropped it. Okay, let me get that. Alrighty. And once you've got them in the tub and you're washing them, you want to shampoo them up, lather them up really really good, and rinse it out. But that all that does is get the surface grime off. You want to do it again, and you'll notice the second time you go to lather them up, you'll be able to feel the difference. It'll feel like their coat will feel completely different the second time you wash it. And so, shampoo, then rinse, and then shampoo them up again, and then rinse. If they're not too dirty, you can stop there. But if they were like rolling in something really bad, you may want to go over it a third time and get in between their, like, get up between their toes and get their tail and get behind the ears. You don't want to get this in their eyes. This is not tearless, but if you can get like behind the ears and um, up to the like top of the head, like not in their eyes, but go all the way up their neck. Um, that'd be the best. And then you can. Usually they don't need their faces washed in most cases, so you're usually okay there. Or you can use like a baby wipe to wipe their face off. Like a if you have like a hyperallergenic like unscented baby wipes, you can use that for their face. Okay, before I add the lye water, let me check what you guys are saying here. Wanda might want some of the soap for her dog, for Girly, who goes outside all the time. Yeah, if they, every pet is different. Some of them just enjoy being dirty. So if she's up for bathing dogs, I really do like this soap for that. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Got your wood ready for a fire. That sounds awesome. Oh, you have a faux fireplace. It's a space heater. It has a remote. That's awesome. Hey, whatever you can get, right? Some fire is better than no fire. Let's see what else you were saying up here. Okay. I think I went back far enough. I'm going to really quickly blitz this together just so that when I add the lye water, this is all smooth already. Because sometimes the oatmeal, because it's ground up so fine, sometimes it clumps a little bit. And we will get that blended in really fast. Oh, and I don't know if I said this already, but make sure after you're done washing the dog that you get them dry. You may need a couple of like beach size towels first. Get them as dry as you can with the towels, and then take a hair dryer on the lowest setting and move it like if this is the hair dryer, you want to like move it back and forth across the dog or cat even. Start at the back end, so start with like their tail and their like their back legs and down and just the back end of the dog. Do that first because if you start at the front and they get startled by the wind, it'll just make it more difficult for you. Start at the back and work your way up and start from the top down. So start like at the back hindquarters, like where the tail is, and then do their back and then start working your way down the sides because if you imagine the air and gravity is pushing the water down the dog. So if you start at the bottom and work your way up, you're every time you go up a little bit, you're pushing water back down on the part that you just dried, and it'll make everything take twice as long. Same thing with like blow drying your own hair. If you blow dry your own hair, start at the top and work your way down, you'll get the same kind of. It'll go by way faster because you're not pushing water down on the part that you just dried. But yeah, so with dogs and then with the cats, sometimes it helps to have somebody hold them, but you want to get them as dry as possible and keep them warm. And if you're doing puppies or kittens, you'll need to keep them warm because a lot of times young puppies, young kittens have trouble regulating their body temperature, and when they get wet, so you need to put them like on a heat pad with a blanket, like put the heat pad blanket on top, and then puppy or kitten, or in a heated room or somewhere where they are warm, or to snuggle with them, something keep them warm until they're completely dry. If you run your fingers through their fur and it feels a little bit cold, that means it's still damp. You got to get them bone dry because if you don't, then they can develop skin problems. So just make sure you're getting them really dry. And don't forget to dry out like between their toes and everything. And sometimes when you do that, when you're cleaning up between your toes, stuff will fall out. Like I've washed dogs' feet before. While I was washing their feet, like rocks were falling out and stuff. And um, yeah, like I've had all sorts of things fall out of the feet of dogs, especially dogs, because they typically go outside, like their feet are bigger, so they can collect more stuff. And yeah, yeah, I found like rocks and sticks, and like you might find Legos in there. Let me see what you guys are saying real quick here. Oh yeah, if they get away from you, they will run around the house like crazy. You want to make sure the bathroom door is shut so that they can only destroy one room and not the whole house. Another thing you can do is get a leash. And in fact, let me see I might, if I have one. I used to have a set of them right here. I'll show you what you can do if I can find it. Yeah, I think this is it. Is this it? Yeah. Okay, this will work. Let me just get it unhooked here. Oh, the little latch is not working. Why isn't the latch working? Okay, well, anyway, you want to take the collar off too. That was something else I should have mentioned. Before you even start brushing them out or start cleaning them up, get the collar off and brush really good around the collar. Anyway, so with the collar off and everything, what you can do is here's a leash, right? You can put it around them, around the neck, and then you can latch it on like that. If they're pulling and choking themselves, then what you do first is you first tie a knot, so that way this little hook can only go down so far. So you put the and this is, by the way, this is an elastic leash. I don't know where we got this. Do not use elastic leashes. You want to use something that won't stretch like this because it can choke them worse. But anyways, this is what I had on the shelf, so I just grabbed it. So you put a knot there, and then you put the latch on the other side. See? So if they pull, it won't get any tighter around their neck. But you use this instead of their collar because the collars you can ruin the collar by bathing them with the collar on. And you can get I get leashes specifically for bathing and just use them only for bathing. These and they cost like less than $5 usually. They're real inexpensive. Then what you do with the other end is if your tub has one of those handles where you could put like the soap bar and there's like a little handle there where you can hang your towel. You can put this around that other end, or you can have somebody hold it for you. And that way, if the dog or cat even gets startled, or if they try, if they're just they just want to jump out, they can't just jump out and run around and go crazy. And that's what I've done to help keep them in the tub. Just make sure that if you're going to use that trick of putting it around the little handle thing that you hang your washcloth on, if you're going to do that, make sure it's not a giant dog because they can pull those out of the wall. So just kind of use common sense. Look at what you have, because I don't know what your bathroom setup is like. Some of them are set up. The ones that are set up are a lot stronger than others. So if you have a really nice like sturdy one, it'd be better to use that. But if not, then you may have to find something else or have somebody hold it for you. They might even, depending on how hyper the cat or dog is, you might even have somebody to sit in the tub on the other end and hold on. It also depends on how smelly. Somebody doesn't want to necessarily get in the tub with a smelly dog, but yeah, there's a lot of things that groomers have to do to get dogs clean that you'd be surprised. The little tricks and things we have to use to, um, keep the animal calm enough to get them through the bath. Also, I'm sorry in advance if you have like a husky or something, because they're going to go crazy and jump all over the place. And you're not hurting them at all, but for some reason, they think that when they get wet, they're going to die, and they will let you know about it. Let's see. You decided my tumbler needed one more top coat and put it on Thursday. I hope to get it mailed tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Stacy. Awesome. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be so cool. I'll have to do like an unboxing or something. Dalmatians? It doesn't sound. Let's see here. You had a dog. You bathed him once. You got him out of the water. You went around the house. Doesn't sound comfortable at all for the babies. Yeah, that tumbler she made is beautiful. I can't wait to see it in person. It's like if you guys haven't seen Stacy's channel, go to check it out. It's really cool. It's like glow in the dark, and then it has blue and silver glitter over the top of it. And she's got so many more that she's made, and they're all so amazing. You should definitely check it out. And also, you guys, I keep forgetting to tell you this, but put your social media if you have any kind of like YouTube channel or like Instagram or social media that has your stuff on it that you want to share. Put the link in the chat so that we can all go subscribe and support you. And let me go put my face shield on so that we can mix the lye water in. And the lye water, this lye water has aloe in it as well. So we're going to do one of these at a time. I'm going to pour the lye water and mix it, pour it, and then we'll do the next one. Go ahead and put this one in. It also has sea salt in here that's been dissolved. And I'll probably be demonstrating the soap on my other channel, the earwiggle one with the cats, because I got some smelly munchkins that well, I wonder if they found a skunk. But very good cats, but they were outside getting into all kinds of stuff, and they don't smell too good. So we are going to help them out. All right, so there's the first one, and we'll put put the rest of it in here. Although I suppose I could do a demonstration on this channel too. Well, that almost filled it to the top, huh? That's pretty good. And this did thicken up, pretty quick, but it didn't get into super acceleration territory. So anybody else who wants to make the soap, it shouldn't like super, turn solid on you in a hurry. Okay, let's move that over there. And we'll do the next one. The lye water with the aloe and sea salt. Mix this in real quick, and then we'll put it in the mold. You can see it's already thickening. It's like a syrup consistency now. So probably what I could do, if I wanted a design, I could probably divide this in half and put the kale and clay in one half and then the charcoal in the other, so you had kind of like a black and white thing, and do a swirl. But I would have to make sure that the swirl was really like a complicated swirl so that you got enough of the clay and the kale and clay and the charcoal in every bar. And that's probably how I would have to do it. But they're fine as a solid color too. This smells really good. If you like herbal scents, any kind of herbal, like natural smelling, like very natural smelling, I guess is a good way to put this. It's very, very like clean and natural smelling. Okay, just getting the air bubbles out here. And this soap usually kind of turns gray on the top. Not always, but usually. Okay. All right, let me get the soap off of, gonna scrape the soap off of the blender here. Get as much of this as we can so we can put it in that mold. Because if I can get another full size sample bar, or not sample, but individual bar out of this, that'd be good. More for testing. Okay. Speaking of those car freshies, Ian, I found one, a mold for one that looked like Bigfoot, and then another one for UFOs, and I was really tempted. I was really tempted to get them. I thought that would be so fun. But we have to see. I'll see how they do and see if people want those styles, because I think that'd be kind of a cute, especially around like Halloween, or if we ever have like a UFO holiday. There probably is like a national, UFO day or something out there. That would be kind of cute to have freshies for it. Okay. Wipe up the spills. All right, so this looks pretty good. So I got basically two full sidebars or individual bars, and then this is almost firm already. It's really really thick. And then we got two sets of this. Some of them will go in the shop when they're cured. I'm gonna have to write. I think I'm gonna have to write an instruction book on like how to bathe your pet. So I will say the one thing about this is obviously most dogs and cats are not going to sit still while you just take a bar of soap and scrub it on them. You can try that. I've done that before. It does work, but normally what I do is I'll take a washcloth and put the bar in there and scrub, and then use the washcloth, because then you can really manipulate the soap into them better, because it's in the sponge or in the washcloth. You can kind of rub it into their fur, and then take your hands and just work it in. Like once you got it in their fur, use your hands to work it into their fur really, really good. It's like giving them a massage. There's a lot of dogs that if you can get them to sit still long enough to where they realize what you're doing, like you're massaging the soap into them. Some of them just like that. They like the massage and they'll just sit still and they'll let you bathe them. We had a lot of dogs that loved it. We had a couple of cats too that came in at the groomers, and one of them just sat there the whole time, just completely okay with it, because it was a good time. It was a nice warm bath, and they got scratchies, and they were calm enough, and they had started when they were kittens, so they were calm enough to where they could sit and enjoy it instead of just being upset all the time. That's what you're saying. Bigfoot would be fun, but a UFO one that glow in the dark would also be fun. Yeah, definitely. You do both. Let me see what you guys are saying. Looks like the chat is escaping me here. You put a beautiful gold glitter on a tumbler this evening. Trying to decide what to do with it. Can't decide if you want Christmas trees or bells. Have you done a design with trees or bells on it yet? Because you do the opposite. So if you already did trees, do bells. Or although I think that the bells, like if you had, it makes sense. I think that, well, I guess either one would make sense if it's Christmas themed. But I feel like having gold bells would be pretty. And yeah, Barb's right. The green trees, if you do the right shade of green, would be really, really, really pretty with the gold. That would look awesome. That's true. Oh yeah, glow in the dark UFO for sure. You have a big metal Bigfoot in your backyard. That's awesome. They even have like the molds to make the feet for the Bigfoot. So, you can have like a giant foot mold and like a freshie with like the giant Bigfoot footprint. It's really funny. They have some cute ones. Beating Crazy, you have an itchy dog. Welcome, Beating Crazy. I did not see you type earlier. Hello. Let's see here. Where are the molds? I find them. I find them everywhere. Usually, I mean not everywhere, but like I find all my molds I get from a different place. It just depends. Usually, it's people on Etsy who custom make them. Um, I've had one that was. I had a couple that were like custom made that I just sent them to design and they made it for me. Um, love anything glow in the dark. Me too. I love glow in the dark. I have glow in the dark soap, as you know. They're so fun. Do you know what's causing your dog to itch? Like is it just fleas or is it like a skin problem or something? Or just he likes to scratch for no reason? Sometimes, let me take this face shield off real quick. Sometimes shampoos that either have like aloe or oatmeal in them, like dog shampoos, can help with that. If that's just what I've heard. We used that. We had like a medicated. I think it was medicated, but it was like an oatmeal type shampoo um, at the groomers. So I don't know. I can't obviously I can't claim anything with this soap here, but um, you could try that. Just I would always check with your vet though if you think there's, if you think your dog if it's itching and you think it might be something, I would check with the vet first because they may give you like a medicated shampoo to use. But if not, then you could try something like this. And he may just I don't without knowing your dog, I don't know, but if he's going outside or getting dirt on him, or he might even be allergic to something that's outside. She licks constantly. Have a good night, Ian. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I would ask the vet first and see if maybe there's like something she's allergic to that's causing her to do that. Um, because I can't say that this soap would necessarily help. You could try, but I would just ask the vet first and see if she goes outside. I mean, she must go outside to use the bathroom or whatever. But if she's out there, there might even be just a plant out there, like even the grass. She could be allergic to grass or something, um, and that might be irritating her skin. Because if it's something like that, then that's an easy fix just by either either they'll give her medication for the allergies or you can possibly avoid whatever it is that's causing the allergy if that's what it is. Or she might have a skin condition um, that again they can give you like a medicated like a spray or maybe like a lotion or something or a shampoo that will help her. I'll have to check the videos. I know I've seen at least one. YouTube doesn't always show me the videos, so I have to remember to go and check on people individually. You know what we could do? Maybe that would be cute for these is maybe put the little paw print stamp on top of them. Maybe we could do that. I could dip the stamp in some clay or something, or maybe like a white mica. You just see what you're saying here. Two pretty middle boxes. I'll have to see. I'll definitely have to watch them and see the boxes for sure. Those sound really pretty. A paw stamp would be cute. Okay, don't let me forget. Just remind me when we unmold these on Monday, and we'll do the paw print stamp. I wanted to do something to differentiate them from my other soaps that are all black. I mean, we know what's in this, but I thought it'd be cute if there was some sort of visual difference, but it's kind of hard with the pet soaps because I don't want to put anything in them that might irritate them, so I have to be really careful. But I think a stamp would be fine. I think if people like the soap and if I end up making more of it, what I may do is get like a custom paw print stamp, maybe like a little cabbage paw print or something, like a big one that will go on the front. Maybe I could do something like that. She's a white American bulldog. The cute stuffed dog in the back. Yep. Animals will definitely do that. You think they're pretend and then they move. Let me see here. So you're watching the live and you saw them, and then it says you lowered the video. You lowered the camera, and the white dog was all active behind you. They tried to steal the show. They will. That's okay though. Dogs are cute, so they're allowed. We need to think about what we are going to make on Monday. So if you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the chat, and we'll do another vote. And also, if you think of something later, you can always leave it in the comments, and I'll see it there, and we could do a vote for Monday. Miss Pebbles. That's a cute name. See, now I have to go watch the video so I can see the cute dogs. Clearly, I'm missing out. It is a cute name, Barb. It is. Well, I should probably go do that now then. So, after I clean up all this. So, we will be back on Monday to cut these soaps and make the next one. If you guys have a suggestion, definitely let me know and we'll vote on it. And I will see you guys all in a few days. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun. Have a great night, everybody.